us squirrel water skis. But now, we go to our man in the field, Matt Bramwell, sports editor, to look at dreams, and whether dream analysis actually works.
In the early part of the 19th century, Sigmund Freud, a medical doctor, came up with dream analysis as a way to interpret the subconscious. Interpreting dreams by hearing manifest content, the reported dream, and interpreting symbols to uncover the latent content, repressed wishes. Last night, I had a dream.
Yeah, that's right.
Then I was chopping wood with my bare hands. Then I was on a camping holiday. Then I was sacrificing a small boy. Then I ran into a wall. Then I met a paedophile.
So what does this all mean? Freud maintained the notion that a dream fundamentally acts as the guardian of sleep. When we go to bed, the curtains are drawn, the lights are turned off, and in effect we are attempting to disconnect from our reality by extinguishing all stimuli, both external, noise, light, etc., and internal, emotions and fears, by manufacturing dreams. Freud's work was solely concerned with internal stimuli. Essentially, for a person to continue to sleep undisturbed, strong negative emotions, forbidden thoughts, and unconscious desires have to be disguised or censored in some form or another. Otherwise, confronted by these, the dreamer would become distressed and they would eventually wake up. Therefore, the dream, if understood correctly, could lead to a greater understanding of the dreamer's subconscious, hence why Freud called it the royal road to the unconscious. Freud believed the dream to be composed of two parts, the manifest and the latent content. The manifest content can be thought of as what a person would remember as soon as they wake, what they could consciously describe to someone else when recalling the dream. Freud suggested the manifest content possessed no meaning whatsoever because it was a disguised representation of the true thought underlying the dream. On the other hand, the latent content holds the true meaning of the dream, the forbidden thoughts and the unconscious desires. These appear in the manifest content, but will be disguised and unrecognisable. This is how it worked. 1. Condensation. Two or more latent thoughts are combined to make up one manifest dream image or situation. 2. Displacement. Instead of directing the emotional desire towards the intended person or object, this is transferred onto a meaningless, unrelated object in the manifest dream. 3. Symbolism, where complex or vague concepts are converted into a dream image. For this, the mind may use the image of a similar sounding, more recognisable word instead, or use a similar looking, less intrusive object. For example, Freud suggested that objects such as tree trunks, ties, all weapons, sticks, balloons, rockets, and other elongated objects were all symbols for the male organ, where boxes, cases, chests, cupboards, ovens, suitcases, and other hollow objects represented the female genitalia. Finally, 4. Secondary revision. This is the final stage of the dream work. According to Freud, this is where the dream loses the appearance of absurdity and incoherence. In essence, secondary revision can be thought of as the ways in which the dream work covers up the contradiction and attempts to reorganize the dream into a pattern in sync with the dreamer's experience of everyday life. Freud used the method of free association to discover the underlying meaning behind the dream, latent content. A patient would describe a dream as accurately as possible, manifest content. The patient would then be told to focus on a specific element of the dream and form as many associations as they could, essentially allowing the patient to let their mind wander. This would continue until all manifest content associations, which had previously been unknown to the interpreter, have been discovered. This essentially means that the interpreter is moving in the opposite direction, unravelling the dream work until the latent content is revealed. Freud was the only one ever to claim to have any evidence. In 1909, Freud was approached by one of his followers, who said he was having a problem with his son. The little boy had a terrible fear of horses, and he thought that Freud would be able to help him out. And so the little boy, known in the investigation as Hans, underwent a number of Freud's tests in order to uncover the true reason beneath his crippling fear. One of these, crucially, was dream analysis. So how did he do it? Well, Hans's dad went about it, under the guidance of Freud, giving many interviews to him about his dreams. What they uncovered through analysing his dreams was astonishing. Hans told his father about one of his dreams, which his father summarised as follows. In the night, there was a big giraffe in the room, and a crumpled one, and the big one called out because I took the crumpled one away from it, and then it stopped calling out, and I sat on top of the crumpled one. Through the hard work they did, they worked out what Hans's dreams really meant, and what he was truly afraid of, his own father. The dream revealed that he was going through what Freud called the Oedipus complex, where Hans, in fact, deep down in his subconscious, had developed feelings for his mother, and was in fact scared of the possibility that his dad would castrate him. The horses were merely a projection of his fear. Freud interpreted the crumpled giraffe as representing his mother, and the big one representing his dad was calling out because he was taking his mother away from him. For Freud, this case study, published as Analysis of a Phobia in a 5-year-old, represented a huge leap forward in promoting the validity of his theory. Therefore, according to Freud, Matt's dreams have a variety of different meanings. The fact that he's chopping wood with his bare hands suggests that he's trying to cut his problems into smaller, manageable sizes, all by himself. The fact that he's running into a wall indicates that he's too accustomed to his old habits and can't break away from them. Finally, the paedophile tells us that Matt was definitely molested as a child. Unfortunately, this may not be true. There are many other explanations for dreams, one of which is biological. This suggests that dreams sort out the day's events ready for the next day. This includes the restorational theory of sleep, that claims that sleep serves a biological function and dreams have no meaning. This brings about a debate. If dreams have meaning, then they could be used to explain a person's problems and help them improve their life. But then again, dreams may have no meaning and could result in false information being given to a patient. The problem is that dreams are not testable in an objective and scientific way. They are not measurable and they are not accessible. Any interpretation by an analyst is open to subjectivity. Even if it is true dreams have hidden meanings, it's not possible to prove it. Once again, a very engaging debate there. That's all we've got time for, I'm afraid. You're watching BBC Wales with Matt, Ludo, and of course, me. Goodbye, Nostar!
Cool. It's going to have the greatest rape face.